Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly and welcome everybody once again for another amazing video of DIY investing. In yesterday's video we talked about the long-term projection of the crypto market cap, explaining why I believe this next cycle that's coming is going to be one of the most profitable, if not the very most profitable cycle we've ever seen. So for today's video, we're going to be finishing up on some even deeper analysis on my recent chart that I made, talking a little bit in more depth on where I think that this thing is going to be headed over the next 6 to 12 months, and really how we're going to cement a bottom as we go forward into this blistering next cycle. If you're new and just find this channel, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel for more updates. Always remember to click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of these amazing videos like the one provided for you here. And make sure you guys sign up and join the Discord server. Over 21,000 members are growing, or you guys can go ahead and download my free ebook. Links are going to be provided for you in the description for both. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And with that being said, let's jump right into this amazing video today. Alrighty guys, so for today's video, I'm going to be jumping straight into it, talking a little bit more in detail on yesterday's video. In yesterday's video, what we talked about was that first major cycle for the altcoins that we ever saw. This is going all the way back to the 2013, 2014, 2015, and 2016 timeframes. And it was really this cycle over here that was the very first cycle of the altcoins. This was the 2013 bull run. At the time, you really only had a few altcoins inside of the market. Some of the major ones at the time would have been XRP, would have been Dogecoin, and then at the time there really wasn't hardly any market cap for the altcoins. And then we ended up going for our first bear market. Now this is where things, in my opinion, get super interesting because we've almost followed the exact same type of price action in each of the two last cycles. The only difference here is the amount of time in between. Now in this cycle here, we topped basically at the very beginning of 2014. This one was about a 6-month bear market down here. We bottomed here, and then we ended up making this rise up. So the difference between this cycle and this cycle was the fact that it was exactly 1 year from the high to the low, whereas this one from the high to the low, was only a little over half of a year. So what we saw in that first cycle was really just the amount of time difference in between. This one had a much shorter period of accumulation before we got that massive 2017 bull run. And the most recent consolidation and bear market that we had been in from 2017, 2018, and 2019, that one lasted a much lengthier period of time. And so those are the real differences that we see. But when we look at the price action itself, it looks almost 100% the same. We get the same exact lower high structure that forms in here at the cycle tops. There's not a whole lot of difference there. The PA on the way down mirrors itself pretty much identically. Even on the capitulation and our first breakout into really the end of that bearish correction, it all looks the same. And that's what I was really watching even back in 2020, 2021. These were videos I talked about on this channel, talking a lot about it with you guys, trying to help you guys to understand how these cycles line up and why they look so similarly. Now at the time, we were all the way over here, and it was right after the COVID capitulation. And I was telling you guys that where we're at in the big scheme of things, we just finished this part. If we're looking all the way back at the first bear market for the altcoins, the COVID capitulation and that reversal that we saw right there, that was the same as this ending point of our first bear market for the altcoins. And this is where I was talking about how this move that was coming when we were getting ready for that massive 2020-2021 alt season, this is when I started telling you guys that most likely we were going to be recreating that 2017 bull run. And we did, in fact, do that exact thing. The only difference was, in my opinion, what we created was a much lengthier version of that pattern, right? I thought that this move would have just been very similarly to the 2017 bull run, and then we would have topped something like this, and we would have just had a move like that, right? That was what I was personally watching for, and that was not the move that we actually saw to the upside. We saw the exact opposite. In fact, we only got this short little move into new all-time highs, but we never really saw that explosive type of alt season that we were accustomed to seeing in years past. And so that's why I wanted to talk to you guys about this. I think that this is the same pattern that's playing out once again, and what it's showing us is that where we're at in the big scheme of things, if we're looking at our very first cycle, we're only at the completion of this move. We made our run up, we corrected near those all-time highs, we broke the all-time highs, but then our entire bearish consolidation, our entire bear market that we've been in, has been just us consolidating above the previous all-time highs of that last cycle. If we were to draw a line from the previous highs of that cycle and look at pretty much where we consolidated here, you can see that the entire time was just us barely breaking above those all-time highs, and then us just pretty much consolidating right there above them. So now when we're watching this, when I'm looking at this exact pair once again, this is just the total altcoin market cap. This is the total altcoin market cap of the last cycle. What we see here is almost the exact same consolidation pattern. It looks almost identical, even leading towards our cycle top and our most recent correction back down. And that's why I believe that this next cycle could very easily be something similar to that 2017 bull run. Now, I'm not saying that the percent return is going to be the same, because I've made this very clear in all of my prior videos. Because there is so much more money inside the market today, it takes so much more money to go into the market to get those same type of price returns. The days of us seeing, a 10, 20x move within a day aren't over. We'll still see that type of stuff, because there's plenty of times you can log on to DEX tools and you'll see an altcoin up 5, 10, 20x in value. I've made many of different investments in our most recent cycle that ended up doing 10, 20, 50, even 100x returns. They didn't happen overnight by any means, but the days of the 100x and even the 1000x are definitely not over. But the average at which we get those returns is going to be less and less. We're not going to see, every single altcoin makes those same insane 100x type of moves. The very best performing ones will kind of lead the way, and you'll see the outliers, the new ones that are going to kind of set the stage and build something new that everybody adopts. Those ones will do the 1000x returns. But when it comes to the average of the market will get less volatile. We will kind of slow down. And so when we're looking at these charts, it would make sense why for us to get that same 2017 type of bull run, it has to take us a much lengthier period of time to get it. And so when we're looking at this, that first altcoin run that we had ever seen, the bear market, from the high until the point in which we ran into new all-time highs, it was a much shorter period of time than our most recent bull run that we had here. We can actually see from the high of our cycle all the way over to pretty much here, it was about 777 days. If we come over here and do the same thing with this chart, we're going to see that we didn't really get a sizable move until well over 1,000 days passed. So we saw about an extra year worth of consolidation here. Charts themselves can look similar. The price action itself can look very similar, but the length of time it's going to take to get that same resolution, it's going to be much greater, because there's so much more money inside the market. If we're thinking in terms of market cap from that first cycle of the altcoins, we were less than $1 billion. If we're looking at where we're at today, we're sitting at just under $600 billion. So the amount of money it's going to take us to get that same type of move to the upside is going to be much greater. And that's why I believe it's still possible, but it's going to take more time to do it. Now, the volatility might decrease, but I genuinely believe that with all of this new money coming into the market, with all of the institutions, the on-ramps for retail investors to kind of come in here and buy and invest for the first times, I genuinely believe that we could be getting ready for another one of those 2017 type of bull runs. And it doesn't have to be the same type of ROI. It could have a smaller ROI. It doesn't have to be as volatile. But with the amount of money that's inside the market circulating, you can find those altcoins that are at such a low market cap that there's going to be so many upcoming emerging opportunities that it really doesn't matter. You don't have to have Ethereum make you 100 or 1,000x returns when you can find all of these other opportunities in the market that will have the potential to do, at least multiples of those, fractions of those. it doesn't really matter all of that much. In crypto, if you get a 10x return, I'm guarantee you guys are going to be very happy and thankful for that, because you just don't see that type of return on an everyday basis inside of other markets. Yes, they do happen, but it's not always going to be like that. And so this is the video I had for you. I wanted to summarize some thoughts and perspectives when it comes to really just looking at what's going to be playing out over this next year. I actually think that we're going to be going into another move like this. It's probably not going to end up just going straight up like this one did. I'm sure that we're going to get some more price action, some more accumulation to play out as we get closer towards the end of this year. But when it comes to getting ready for that next cycle, this is what I expect to play out. We're going to get another one of these major moves up. And I think with the lack of volatility inside of our most recent cycle, how we barely broke past those all-time highs, and then the last year and a half has been us just kind of consolidating above them. I honestly think a lot of people are underestimating the power of the next cycle. But I believe that that's ultimately why we should see such a large one coming up, is because everybody's underestimating it. We didn't make the same type of a bull run that we were accustomed to seeing in years past. And so everybody's kind of forgot about crypto, which is the ultimate, catalyst for why I think that we'll see a lot of price appreciation heading into this next one. We have more adoption than ever before, and I believe that we just need to continue to focus in on when that next cycle starts, because this is the life-changing one we want to pay attention for. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you found value in this, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. If you guys want to join the Discord server, download my free ebook. Links are in the description for that. For the people that also like to join my VIP group, follow all the private trades that I take, all my private analysis, all of that is going to be lifetime access inside of my group. If you guys want to join access, link's going to be in the description to go ahead and sign up on my website. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And with that being said, I will catch you in the next one. As always, peace out.